at least larger than normally. I am here with well, I'm representing part of the World Chefs Young Chefs Committee. On our committee, we have chefs from Singapore, from Finland, from Sweden. We have chefs from the UAE, Hong Kong, and Egypt, and Australia, and New Zealand. However, today we're welcoming two of our special panelists. We have Chef Aditya from India, and we have Chef Shin from South Korea. And I would like to welcome them and have them join me in a conversation today all about young chefs. Hi, guys. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, Aditya, something's going on with Aditya. Hi,
Oh,
Aditya, how are
yeah.
you?
Hello. Hi, everyone. So nice to be
Hi.
here today.
So can you just take a minute to introduce yourself, Aditya? Who you are, where are you from? What do you do?
Okay. So my name is Aditya Rajesh Nair. I'm from India, Bangalore. I'm currently actually in finishing my 12th grade, but simultaneously over the past few summer vacations, I've been doing my diploma in culinary arts and now pursuing my diploma in pastry and advanced culinary arts simultaneously. At the Bangalore Culinary Academy. I simultaneously I'm also a research and development commie chef there.
Oh, wow. Busy chef, that's for sure. You're gonna have a lot of tools in your toolbox. Thank you, Aditya. Shin, how about you? Can you tell us about yourself?
Hello, my name is Shin Ji-woon. I'm 26 old now, and I'm an ambassador of South Korea. And now I'm mentor of the Young Chef Club of Korea. I have my culinary dream when I was young because my parents was owner of a restaurant to kitchen. Was a Kitchen was a playground and a classroom for me. I saw a lot of things to learn in the kitchen and chef passion to the life. I wish I can share my experience for the other young chef to have a good journey of culinary.
Wow, well, we know you do that already. And actually, I quite like what you said there about the passion for life and how it's maybe cooking is very much a lifestyle and it has to be a passion project or else it'll really be a struggle. And uh, this is stuff these are things we all have to learn. Okay, well, we have Chef Aditya and Chef Shin. They, as I said, they're from our committee, our Young Chef Global Youth Development Committee. And just to give all of our wonderful listeners a small bit of background here, with World Chef, it's this huge organization. There are all sorts of branches and specialists. We do everything from education to mentorship to training and competition. And so the three of us, along with the rest of our team, we are our goal is to focus on you, all of you young chefs out there, and development and mentorship, because we know it can be a struggle, right? We know that it's hard to get started and we don't know how to keep going or maybe we haven't decided our paths and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's our talk for today. We want to explain a little bit more about what we do and to engage with all of you. And actually, just as the two of you were introducing yourselves, I what comes to mind is that, wherever you are in the world, chefs are all the same. I mean, they're different. They can be quirky and wild or disciplined and structured, but yet in a way, no matter where you are, chefs are the same. So, to get us started here, we're going to ask all of you listeners a little poll. We're going to ask you to take part in a poll for us. Have you ever been intimidated by a senior chef? As you're starting out, have you ever been intimidated? Can you just click either yes, my heart races when an experienced chef walks in the kitchen, or no, I am confident with my skills and I feel welcome all the time. Or maybe sometimes you do feel intimidated depending on the circumstances. We'll just take a minute there. If everyone participating can let us know, what have you been intimidated? Have you been scared? Have you been, your heart races, you're nervous, or maybe you walk in and you say, okay, I want to learn from them. And I see that a lot more people are joining our call. Hello again for if you just joined us. Welcome. We're just starting out with a quick poll. If you can take a minute to answer. Have you ever been intimidated by a senior chef? And of course, I'm going to ask the same question to our young chef ambassadors here in just a minute. Oh, look at all of our our joiners from all over the world. I love it. We have people from Greece and Scotland and Pakistan and UAE. Ah, amazing. Look at this engagement. That's wonderful. How's our poll coming along? Do we need another minute? Oh, let's see what our answers are. Oh, an interesting split. Okay, so 40 or 50% of you say that yes, you are intimidated. Your heart races, maybe get the patter in your chest, right? The nerves come up. You're nervous when and intimidated by senior chefs. And only 10% of you say, no, actually, I'm confident with my skills and I feel welcome all the time. And then 40% say, yeah, sometimes absolutely can be, but not all the time. Okay, that's a good mix. That's perhaps what I would have suspected. So then let's ask our panelists here. Shin, what about you? You've been involved for a few years, so you are a young chef, but perhaps a little more experienced. But do you still ever get intimidated by a senior chef?
Yes, of
Shin,
course.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I've been a young chef club in South Korea about 10 years. And there are a lot of mentor chef and the senior chef having with us. And for 10 years, they every time, every day encourage us, not for cooking, about lifestyle, mental, everything what we can do
Mhm.
with the chef life. So, of course.
Of course. Okay, I mean that's perhaps an easy answer. How about Aditya?
I think it really depends on the chef who it is that we're interacting with. But yes, sometimes senior chefs do come off as very intimidating. But I always find that the first impression is not always true, and there's always a lot to learn from our senior chefs. So even though they might come across as little intimidating, a lot of times they
Right.
have this wealth of knowledge that they have to pass down to us, and directly or indirectly, that's what happens at the end of our interaction.
Okay, that's a good point, right? So, and you know, different chefs have different way of showing support and different methods of teaching and training and mentorship. But you had some good points there, both of you, about how it's not only mentorship or training about the perhaps the hand-on thing, the skill that you're doing right there in the moment, but maybe it's about a bit much bigger idea about the lifestyle, about the industry and how well you're doing, like mental health issues or whatnot. Okay, well, I can tell you, I remember that when I was a young chef, I was intimidated from time to time, absolutely. And again, I think it's just part of the growth. You know, you have to feel that challenge in yourself, this a little bit scared, but then you don't run away. You say, okay, I'm here for a reason, and I'm going to learn from this, and all of these chefs are hopefully going to teach me, right? Okay. So, on this whole idea of training and mentorship, can our young chef ambassadors, can you tell us about maybe your mentors, or you want to share about a particular person or a few chefs that maybe have something special that they've taught you? How did you meet them? What did they teach you? Aditya?
Okay, so when it came to mentors for me, my first mentors and by far maybe my largest supporters are my parents. They both are chefs and they run a culinary school here back in India. So growing up here, I have always been surrounded by food, and a lot of my memories are surrounding food. So before I could even understand what it was to be a chef or what a chef even was to begin with, I would help out in the kitchen. I would learn certain things from my father. I remember there was this one cooking competition at school, and my dad was teaching me how to make a rose out of the skin of a tomato. Or when I just learned to talk, I would go and sit on a chair in the kitchen and tell the milk that was being pasteurized on the stove to sit when it started to overflow from the pan. And throughout my life, it's always been my parents' influence over how I've learned and what I've learned.
Mm,
But beyond that, there've also been books, and I mean, in the age we live in, a mentor doesn't always have to be present. It could just be their work that teaches us something. So it could be something as like the Guide to Fermentation from Noma, or it could be The Way of Quay, which is by Christopher Tan, who met us in the Bill Gallagher Forum last year for the young
mhm.
chefs in Singapore for a congress. So it's the small things, small interactions that end up adding to the wealth of knowledge that we gain throughout our life.
Okay, and your mentors are largely your parents, or at least influential for you.
Yeah.
And maybe some of our audience members are in a similar situation and they have family businesses or they have at least hopefully some support from their parents besides their teachers and chefs. Okay, Shin, how about you?
Yeah, I say again, I have been in Young Chef Club for 10 years, and I learned a lot from my mentors, especially about the passion and the spirit of service for young chef. They have they have their own job. They must be busy every day, but every 1 month we are having some seminar from cooking and teaching the young chef to there because but they are busy, but they can have that service to the young chef. I think that is a very big sacrificing because they in the kitchen their work is very hard life, but they want to be rest in the rest of the time, but they're always like
Mhm.
study not only the things they know, they must be study a lot of things more. So I think,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
not only that, about the lifestyle, mindset, yeah, which with come with it.
Mhm.
And I met them. So, but I met them in some the professional events like competition and some
Mhm.
networks like Young Chef Club. And their guidance continues to inspire me to pass on those lessons to others, like my other young chef. Now I'm mentors, and our young chef always say mentee to mentor. Not only being must be have more advanced to being the mentor. So
Mm.
yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. Everyone has a different style of teaching and learning. It's so interesting to hear about how in your experience, Shin, in Korea, it seems like the chefs really take time out of their day and they intentionally plan and sh want to show the young chefs certain things. Whereas perhaps in other parts of the world or other kitchens, it's more about just watch me or do what I do, and then you kind of inherently or naturally absorb and learn some of the training. But that's interesting approach. It sounds like so you're both very grateful for all the teaching, all the mentorship, all the opportunities. I would think. At least I can say that for myself.
Yes, of course, the opportunities that I think now we get through our national associations and the people in it, like the presidents or even just the senior members, are
Hmm.
so many that they are. We're really grateful for them. One such, I would say, recently in my life, an opportunity that I had got was to rookie judge a competition in my town here in Bangalore. And the kind of learning you get from this from our senior chefs through the interactions that they provide for us are some of the best opportunities we have.
Okay, but you have to put yourself out there and like I said, not run away, but try to say, okay, how can I be involved? What can I learn? Somebody teach me something, right?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
And then just sorry to go back quickly to, the idea of having family support. And not everybody has that, which is unfortunate. Not everybody thinks that being a chef is a proper way to make a living or an interesting path to take. So I know that there are some of our young chefs out there who are in essence doing this on their own without their family. And then this is harder to overcome. This maybe doesn't open as many doors. And not to say you can't do it or can't succeed, but what I mean to bring in is part of the battle is mental, is just the mindset. And so at least nowadays as well, we know that a lot of young chefs, not only young chefs, any chef, anybody, people are dealing with mental health struggles. So can we Shin, do you want to tell us a little bit about some of these struggles that maybe yourself or some of your peers are facing? What is the biggest challenge?
For me, I think is being a mentor because for me, I'm not that old, but I'm the age of 26. But I told you guys that I have been a mentee for 10 years and I've been mentor. I have been in committee member of the Young Chef about 2 years. Oh, 1 years, yeah. And now I have the seminar last month, the first seminar, being a mentor chef, that I have shared the experience in the Singapore tour. Like we have learned a lot of things, like the culture, what the food in Singapore, and we have eat a lot of food. And the chef Jasper, which is the young chef chairman, he told us he teaches about the fandam bowl, that which
Right.
using the like traditional leaf, herb, and the traditional food. And we have go to the restaurant like
Yeah.
Popia.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have learned a lot of things there. So it was a very hard time to being a mentor because
Mhm.
I'm not sure about it if I can go with it. But after I did it, I think I have a lot of things I have learned and I can feel, and I have like a big passion for me. Yeah, being a young chef.
Okay, so the challenge for you is just being a mentor. You're a little bit in between. You have to mentor younger chefs than you as a young chef ambassador, but yet you want to rise up and also be mentored. You still have a lot to learn as well. Okay, interesting perspective. How about Aditya? What about you? What are some of the biggest challenges and struggles?
So when it comes to, I think we were just discussing mental health and the struggles that young chefs face in our industry. I genuinely think that the biggest challenge our industry faces is its reputation. Its reputation precedes it as a place where curse words and foul languages are thrown at trainees, along with frequent screaming, constant yelling, underpayment, long hours. Being the hospitality industry, we have to become a little bit more hospitable to our own colleagues and to our young chefs. So this, in my opinion, is the start of a lot of other issues, and especially when it comes to struggles such as mental health. And the only way for us to change this is to take that change into our own hands and to walk the talk and bring about a revolution, one restaurant and one institution at a time. We need to make.
Wow. Incredible. Hey, can I ask our chat, or everyone who's joining us, what do we think about that? It's up to you to make the change. Can we have a thumbs up or a like, perhaps? It's up to you to make the change. I mean, it's up to all of us, but I would say the next generation has to take a little bit more pressure on their backs, right? I think Aditya, a lot of us know what you're talking about and agree that this is a problem that needs to be mended. And I think collectively it will take a huge, huge global effort. That's a
Yeah, and
very, very
something
big issue.
I
Thank you to
think.
all of our. Oh, Shin, go ahead.
Yeah, I think not for me, but for the chef who started. I think the biggest challenge is the mental health struggles caused by long hours, high pressure, and a strict kitchen culture. It's important to create a supportive environment where chef can openly talk about the struggles and can get some help.
Yes, and again, in that case, maybe it's just a very on a small scale, just one by one. Maybe it just starts with a small conversation with one other person and or somebody to listen. That could be the spark that kind of calms things down. Okay. Yeah. Well, anyway, we have no shortage of challenges and problems, but we also have a lot of other positive things and actually going back to what you're both saying is it's up to us to make a difference and up to us to change. And so I personally believe that beyond chefs, beyond just cooking, beyond just feeding people's filling bellies, if you will, I believe that chefs' roles extends way beyond this into society, into culture, into actual social change. And so, with that, on that note, how do you feel that you can make a difference you have already, or maybe some of your other goals, and actually making a difference and changing either your community, maybe just your Young Chef Club, or the industry at large? Aditya, what do you have to say?
So one such issue outside of just feeding people and the change we need to bring about is UN SDG 2. I genuinely feel that food insecurity is one of the biggest issues we need to tackle in our industry, because history will remember us as the generation that solved the problem of cars without drivers before people without food, right? The menus of today look like order shipping forms or statistics reports where we talk about where our food has come from, whether it's organic or not. And I'm putting the word organic in quotes because our understanding of organic might not necessarily mean be the organic that we're getting from the market. And don't get me wrong, it's all important. But meanwhile, somewhere else, there are people eating from cans, hoping that expiry dates are just numbers and deciding whether moldy bread is still edible or not. So we can tackle this issue. There are many different ways of doing it, reducing unnecessary food waste, eradicating monoculture. But that kind of change is something we need to work to together. And each one of us can do it individually. And that's something I've been trying to bring about in my life as well. And
Wow.
hopefully we can actually reach the goal.
Wow, okay. Tying in the Sustainable Development Goals and the Chef's Manifesto, right? For the UN's SDGs. Amazing. Shin, what about you? How can you
For
make a
me,
difference? Yeah,
yeah, I think a different made by the sharing my passions. Yeah, like
love that.
yeah,
That's
passion and experience. Yeah, with others, inspiring them to pursue their own culinary dreams. So because I'm not working in the restaurant for a long time because I have my other family works and some other business, but I'm doing for the culinary dreams for a long time. What I said, my parents have a restaurant a long ago, and it was a playground in the classroom. So I saw a lot of passion the chefs. So I think I only can say about a lot of mentoring about young chef, but through mentoring collaboration, I hope to build a supportive committee where young chef can learn and grow and overcome challenge together.
wow. You guys are amazing. I mean, again, this is what comes to mind for me is the power of the white jacket, something we learned from Congress and from well, World Chefs as a whole, is that for all of us who wear the white jacket or other color jackets, but let's just say chef jacket, it really is a powerful symbol. It's a unifier, and it's inclusive and all sorts of things that I think help us to tackle some of these issues and actually make change. So, wow, thank you. These are very honest and inspiring answers, both of them. Thank you very much. I you know, you've as we're chatting, I'm reminiscing. I have all these memories myself of seeing you both in person when we were at the Singapore Congress last year, and we mentioned Chef Jasper. We should give a big hi to our dear Chef Jasper. He's out there somewhere in Cyberland. But on that note, I'd like to share with our viewers a little bit about what happened at last year's Congress, and then ask the impact about that. So if we will, we're gonna play a little clip here from last year.
I need a second, sorry.
Just give us a minute here. We're just queuing it up. Power of the white jacket. Amazing. To me, that's what resonates the most, but let's see. Okay, let's go.
first thing what I said, I want to have a female on every committee, which we done, and it has been implemented. And I'm very proud of that, because we are all for inclusion and we are all same. We as chefs, when we travel the world, we can try, we should try, and wherever you go, I just can urge you to always eat the local food, because this opens your horizon, and this at the end makes a difference in your professional career when you are going around the globe. But I think it's the best profession in the world which we are in, because we can make people so easily happy, and we get actually to know immediately when we did something good, because people will say, food was good, tasted yummy, great experience. And still we as chefs have a responsibility, a big social responsibility, because we try to unite the world with the power and the love of food. And at the end of every aggression around the world, chefs are there. If you would recall that, because on a green table, there are always chefs when they're signing a peace agreement. And I'm very proud, because it's people like you, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, who make that happen. And therefore, you wear a white jacket. And white is the color of what? Of peace.
Wow, so many good memories. I
Yeah,
spotted
that
you
really
guys in
means
the
calm the
crowd.
soul again. I wanted to do that.
That was amazing. That was so fun. And I love to see all the faces and the food, as you were saying, the tours and the things we learned from the local culture. We felt united as chefs, right? And accomplishing the same goals. And like I said earlier, no matter who you are, where you're from, it's amazing how many things you have in common with chefs from around the world. And when we go to Congress, we see that, we experience it, we feel it. It's just fantastic. Okay, I need to know, Shin, what was your favorite thing about the Congress in Singapore? That clip that we just watched.
Yeah, too much to say, but okay. My favorite things about the last Congress in Singapore, I think it was learning about the local culture and cuisine. I like to travel a lot of other country to learn and eat
Mhm.
some other country food and the culture, but it's really hard to learn in personal. But it was a very fascinating to explore to new flavors and cooking styles. Also, the big things was a big opportunity to meet and connect with so many young chefs from others. It is really hard having the network with the other chef like Anitya. Yeah, I saw him in the Singapore, and I see the chef Rosalind, Chef Jasper, a lot of chef in there. Yeah, it was they share the passion and the energy, and it create a great environment to learning and having a collaboration in there.
Absolutely. And I think for anyone who attended, we feel the same way. How about you, Aditya? What else do you want to add?
Oh, I think Chef Rosalind, you were never going to ask. It was the food. Let me think. The food and the food. The food was so yum. So when we are having Wales next year, if you all are coming for nothing else, come for the food.
Oh.
But on a serious note, it was definitely the Bill Gallagher Forum. The opportunity to connect with so many chefs from around the world and to hear from some of the most impressive culinary careers, people with the most impressive culinary careers in the Bill Gallagher Forum was maybe a priceless opportunity that inspired me, that told me that the change that we want to bring is not just a lost cause. It's something an organization as huge as Worldchefs is working towards, and it's something that each of us can work towards as well. And it gave me the opportunity to meet you wonderful people, as Shin was saying, and you as well, and like everyone. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay, well, you bring up an excellent point about the Bill Gallagher Forum. So I don't know if our listeners are aware, but I mean, we just saw the clip of the whole of Congress, but I mean, I think the best part, I should say, the young chefs, we have a Bill Gallagher Forum named after our wonderful the wonderful chef who started this all for us, giving us the opportunity to meet as a group of young chefs. It is a particular program. It's specialized. It's more hands-on. We have more interactive experiences. We get to hear from in closer, intimate settings from chefs and mentors and experience a lot more about the culture hands-on. As Shin was saying, we got to go on excursions and see and feel and taste the culture first for ourselves. And so that was amazing that we have the BGF experience on our side, which also will be happening at the next Congress. But before I go there, Shin, you also need to tell us about the BGF. What else do you have to tell us? I'll leave it to you to explain your
Yeah,
special
okay.
trip.
Yeah. I think it was a truly an honor to have a special opportunity to visit South Africa through the BGF Award. I felt very privileged knowing that I would get to experience the local culture, what I said. And I heard them, we are visiting farms, exploring the situation of local restaurants, and can meet the senior chef. We're in the South Africa, and I am deeply grateful. I don't know if they're here, but I'm deeply grateful to the Young Chef organization for giving me this chance. And I also want to thank the hardworking Young Chef Club in South Africa for their warm welcome and dedication. It was an unforgettable experience I will get in there.
Wow, amazing. Okay, I wish I could have joined you. But that's what makes it a little bit special is that it's a little bit private, right? Unique. Okay, fantastic. Um, before we go to our before I would love to tell you more about, of course, the Wales Congress and things to look forward to there. I would like to hear back from our viewers again. We have another poll we'd like you to answer. We've t on this discussion, we've talked a little bit about training and mentorship and how we learn and absorb all these things from those chefs around us. So to ask our audience, one more poll, what would you say? Would you say that you have a strong mentor or coach figure in your early career? I would like just, for information, maybe as we've been chatting, you've been reflecting on this, maybe you've been thinking about all the people that are with you now or that have taught you. But what are some, I'm just so curious to know how common it is out there in the world. If it's structured, if it's not. But this question is just a yes or no answer. Do you have a strong mentor or coach as you young chefs? Just curious to know. I think this is a common thread as we were just discussing when we meet in person, those who can attend the Congress in person. But I'm sure there are others out there who still, we don't know it, but they do have mentors or coaches that support them. And
I think
especially for young chefs, this is about building that community and allowing growth and learning opportunities, right?
I think over the past year, since we have joined the committee as Young Chefs Ambassadors, we've come across so many mentors again through the committee, and Chef Jasper and Chef Alan, for example, who are supporting us on this call today, through their warmth and mentorship, we've already started reaching some of our goals, and I can only imagine what is in stock for us in the future. And I
Hmm.
think Chef Alan put it on the chat in a very nice way. The Bill Gallagher Forum is where it's at, and I could not agree more.
Awesome. It is. Even the not young chefs, all of the senior chefs, they try to sneak in, they try to join us wherever they can, right? You guys remember that? They know that's where it's at. Okay, let's see our results from our poll. Did everyone have a chance to answer the question? Did everyone have a chance to answer if you have a strong mentor or coach figure? Let's tally the results. Ooh, I'm happy to see that the majority, yes, did have a mentor, a strong mentor or coach figure. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, because it has to be a good match. It's not ne A mentor is not necessarily a boss or somebody that's, hired you to work for them, but it needs to be a good fit both ways. And it to me, it's definitely a two-way kind of a street that the senior chef is training and mentoring the younger chef, but the senior chefs, I don't know if you realize this, they get a lot out of mentoring themselves. So that's wonderful. Okay, I'm glad to see that. Well, this will be out full force at our next Congress. So we showed you the clips from last year, and if you are not aware, if the audience is not aware, we have another Congress coming up. Of course, it's held every 2 years. The next one is in Wales, and we really look forward to learning and experiencing the Welsh culture through the people, through the hands-on experiences, and the rest of the Congress. So we'd like to share with you that. Registration is open. I think let's send a link right in the chat box for you to explore the website and get some more information on your own. It is if you, there's an early bird package. So I'll be bringing some young chefs from Canada, and I hope to meet all of you there as well. We, what can we say about the Congress that's planned in Wales? There'll be a pre-tour for the young chefs who join before the main congress. There's a 1-day pre-tour that is an option to sign up for, but we would really encourage everyone to do both. Okay, so we see the link in the chat box. Everybody go ahead and explore that on your own, make some plans, talk to your fellow chefs or peers, and try to find a way to get there so that we can experience all these amazing things together. So as we are wrapping up our call here, Shin and Aditya, what would you like to say? Are there other ways what else do you want to say to the audience? Other ways to encourage them to be involved locally, maybe just to have this positive mindset that they can make a change, as daunting as it may be. What else do you have to share with us? Any
I
final
think
words?
uh, I think when it comes to the culinary industry, it's all about passion. And if you were to make like a map with all the industries in the world and draw lines from them, the point where they all intersect is food, is culinary arts. Because whether it be how acid reacts with green or purple leaves, or how the different metals you use in your pan interact with the food you're cooking, even the way how food affects the economy of local systems, we have a little bit of everything for everyone. So it is truly the best industry in the world. And if you're part of it, congratulations. Because there's truly not no better experience than implementing what you're learning every single day.
And I couldn't agree more. I absolutely agree. Yes, it intersects with every aspect of life. And if you have your finger on the pulse, the industry is so wide open, so broad that you can forge your own path. You can find something out there that interests you. And as you said, cultivate your passion and make it happen, make it a lifelong journey. Shin, what else? What do we want to say? Our final words to our audience.
Yeah, I think for a mentor in the Korea Young Chef Club, I want to say to the young chef in word, to all the young chef out there, I say keep your passion burning. Cooking is just about recipes, cooking, or anything. It's about the creativity and resilience and heart. And you'll make mistakes every time. Everyone do mistakes, and you'll burn the dishes, you'll do something wrong in there. Yeah, but it's okay. You'll question yourself too. But every great chef started exactly where you are now. So I want to tell them, be patient and be burning every day. Not to go out. It's a good job to being a chef.
Okay, have your passion burning, not your food burning. That's what Shin is saying. Okay, excellent. I hear you. Thank you so much to both of you for being part of our panel. I love our Young Chefs committee, our whole team out there. We're working for you, young chefs in around the whole wide world. And right now we're gearing up for the next Congress in person in Wales. We really hope to see you there. And if not, just find ways to engage online through our social media, through the website. And even if not those, just do it on your own. Do it in your own communities and your own circles, and make an impact on a small level. Thank you so much for joining us, and keep it cooking, as they